And we are rocking and rolling. Board breaks Tuesday nights. First Facebook clean box since the reload. And we did not hit any reload jerseys on the two boxes Sunday. So congratulations again to Ryan S. and Ron hitting the beautiful Tuck and Cujo jerseys. Two of the, not the oldest, but they're in the older batches. Congratulations, both those guys. We're now 36 boxes, 16 from the reload. So 16, not a little less than half than a 50-50 chance. But like I said, after not hitting a reload box on Sunday, like I said, I mean, the odds are still 16 out of 36. But, you said you expect to see some of those hits. So we'll see. 16 great reload jerseys. Thank you, everybody, for the fill. We got it done with just a couple discounts at the end, but you guys are great. I know it's always tough when you go from 22 to 36 after the weekend. So it's just like that. We're up 14 more spots we got to get through. So that's why I try to keep the jerseys fresh and good for you guys. I don't want you guys to have to, hem and haw about taking stuff even at the low spot prices. Like I said, there was only a couple tens. Everything else was under. Most of them were even under 8. So it's a good batch. The odds are still pretty good. 1 in 36, which is pretty good. Obviously, there's not every team is represented, but 1 in 36 odds is pretty good, especially for some of these spot prices. So good luck to everybody tonight. Let's see what we hit. Let's see if we hit a monster. Let's see if we hit something old. See if we hit something new. Said nothing would upset me. I'm more than happy for whoever it hits. I know it can be a long slog sometimes to get some of these older jerseys out, but the new stuff's been in there for only a couple days. Obviously, I boxed everything up on Saturday, so we're looking at just about 3 days. We'll see. Like I said, I think we've definitely have gone the first week without hitting a reload jersey in the past. I don't remember how many boxes we had, but 36 is not a ton of boxes, especially when 16 of them are new. They're all still on the shoulder. I mean, on the shelves. I haven't moved anything over yet. I'll probably move everything over probably after the weekend. Maybe I'll move everything over because I'll have 4 more gone. And like I said, I have 2 full shelves and then everything on the table. So we'll see how that goes. I hope everybody's enjoying the game tonight. Good one going. Obviously, Stars don't want to go down 3-1, but it's a tough game on the road at Edmonton, and they actually tied up with a power play in the second. They played great. They've definitely carried the play the first couple periods. A lot of shots, but a lot of shot attempts. But, Dry got the power play goal to put them up 1-0. And Skinner's been real tough. But like I said, he's had seesaw kind of playoffs. He's had great playoffs, and he's had, obviously he got shelled the first couple games in the King series. But since he's come back, he's been pretty good, especially in their wins. I think he's tied for the shutout lead, which is pretty crazy. Obviously, we're only in the third series. I think he might have 3 or 4 shutouts. So he's definitely tight when his wins come along, and it's tough to beat him when he's on his game. Obviously, Edmonton's playing good. Obviously, they lost a couple forwards. Connor Brown was missing the game. He's been a great middle 6 kind of guy for them, scoring goals in the playoffs. And then Zach Hyman went down early in this one, and that's going to hurt them. So I think they brought in Matthias Ekholm from the press box to play tonight. I guess they might even have to bring in Jeff Skinner, possibly. He hasn't seen any playoff games since early in the King series, and this is his first time ever in the playoffs anyway. So it'd be nice to see if he can contribute and he gets back in there, see if he has the confidence of the coaching staff. But like I said, here we go. Like I said, just 36 tonights. Let's see if anybody else wants to stop by for the live break. I know the first couple after we reload are fun. So many boxes, but it's obviously not crazy odds, but 36 boxes. That's a third of a hit parade series. But some pretty good jerseys you guys are chasing. Looking forward to seeing what comes out tonight. Let's see if anybody wants to stop by and check us out. Not going to wait too long. I don't want you to wait too long to get to the jersey tonight. Yeah, so we're just doing the one box tonight. And Edmonton scored to make it 2-1. Corey Perry, the babyface assassin, and with the power play goal. So that's That's not good for Dallas. And like I said, they haven't played bad, but obviously 2 power play goals. Definitely don't get Edmonton and the play, and start the movie. I mean, we're looking at the matchup, the rematch from last year, with 3-1 in the East. And if Dallas goes down tonight, 3-1 in the West, still good hockey. But like I said, I'd like to see, Dallas, of course, in Carolina extend their series a little bit, or 3-0 in the East. So it's, or no, they lose the last one. Yeah, they got the shutout. So 3-1 in the East. So I mean, we'll say, like I said, it's you figure you would hope if you got to a conference final that you could at least get a win in the series. We don't see. I mean, none of these Edmonton and Florida are not juggernauts. They're just well-oiled, time-tested, battle-weary, battle-tested. Playoff veterans. Obviously, they're both in the finals last year. Florida now we're looking to get to the third straight final, having lost to Vegas a couple years ago. And Edmonton has been close when they have the two best players on the planet. You're never out of it. So we'll see. Like I said, it's still good playoffs. I'm enjoying it. Obviously the USA give them the stick tap, having won the World Hockey Championship this year with Tage Thompson in overtime with the 1-0 win over Switzerland. First time in 92 years, the USA technically has won the World Championship. I think they said the 60 Olympics did count it as a World Championship, even though it's Olympics. So, but the technical World Championship is the first time in 92 years, which was pretty crazy. Obviously, the Canada team ends up getting stacked with their players getting knocked out. What's up, Thomas? So it's nice to see the USA team obviously doing it for Johnny. We're doing it for Johnny. They brought out the Johnny Rockets, the Goudreau jersey to the trophy presentation. Obviously, him and Brad Wenski were pretty good buddies. They played 2 years in Columbus, and they were pretty tight. And he's the kind of player that, no matter what time you spent with him as a teammate, he became, good or best friends. Like, he was that kind of player. So it's good to see them. Obviously, I know he was honored a lot of times this year in the NHL at different arenas, and obviously he had impact pretty much wherever he went. It's nice to see, his jersey being brought to the ice. Feeling that they're, I mean, obviously you're still representing your country, but it's nice when you can bond together and play for one of those players like that. And like I said, there weren't a lot of players, only a couple that played on the USA's Four Nations tournament. So it gives a couple bodies of work for the USA to think about the Olympics next year. Obviously, having the Four Nations tournament, you can see how they played, and then of course with the World Championships, you can see how they played as well. So it's good. Like I said, the coaching staff has a little bit of tape to go over to see who they want to build their roster with. Obviously, the short series and the short, the Olympics. It's you got to build your roster a little differently than you do in your obviously regular season. But like I said, I would love to see USA represent themselves in the Olympics this coming year, which is going to be fun. We have the break for the Olympics this year. First time since was it almost 20 years? Like it's been a while since the NHL players were in the Olympics as with the break in the season. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun. We got a long way to go before we get there. Obviously, we've got playoff run here, then we got the draft, and then getting into next season. Obviously, free agency is gonna be crazy. Lots of big names. Obviously, Toronto's gonna possibly lose some of their big guns. There's a lot of good names out there for teams to add. And there are some teams, like I said, certain teams have a lot of cap space, but they're the not so good teams, obviously, like the Islanders and the Blackhawks, but they're storied franchises. So, I mean, if you can convince one of these big name players to come and be one of your cornerstones, they have a lot of history behind them. Obviously, the Islanders won 4 straight. The Chicago's won semi recently. It'd be nice to see them get back. I mean, those, especially the original 6 teams. It's good to see them spend money smartly and bring in chemistry guys as well as talent guys and get their teams back into the playoff contention. But Thomas, I'm saying, like I said, you grabbed a couple spots, and towards the end, you close us out. No, you got what you get: Bunting, Max Pack, Conchar. You got some good spots. So, like I said, everybody said we had a decent batch. Let me see how many we had tonight before we grab the box. Let me look how many people. Decent group of people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Who's that? Okay. Nick F. Like I said, we had it's a pretty good. Like, I think maybe a dozen different people. A couple one spotters, not many. Obviously, one of our newest people, Justin, stepped in and grabbed Georgie at the end. You guys did a good job closing us out. So Sonic is still in the area and he's on fire. Ty is pretty hot, so some of you guys have to break through their hot streaks. For us to see if you guys want to. Let me see there. Let me see. Mm-hmm. Let me sure. Everybody is. We're definitely closed out. So let me make sure I have anything. I'll make sure everybody accounted for on my sheet here. I think I do. So let me look at the last spots. Close this out. Mm-hmm. That was you, right? You closed this out, Thomas. You grabbed the last spot. Was that you? You grabbed the Shattenkirk, right? So let me get that. There you go. Yeah, so good. Maybe you got the closer mojo. That's a real thing. We've seen it happen more than a couple times. Obviously, I know it is in the break worlds. Of course, in the hockey jersey break world, it does exist. So we'll see if that happens here. Like I said, other than that, 36 boxes. Let's get going. Not going to wait too long here. Let's get this. Let's get this picked up and broke for you guys. Like I said, the last two, the two from Sunday are obviously not mailed yet. And whatever hits today and Thursday, everything will go into the mail. Probably either Friday or Saturday, probably Saturday. But so let's see what comes out tonight. Okay, here's my lists. Where's my dice roller? There it is. And my list. Okay, here we go. Make sure we don't drop us. We're still here live. Let me see. Here we are. Yes, we are live. Okay. Of course, we do 5 or more on our dice roll to figure out the box. You guys saw that over here on Sunday. 60 and 3 are oldest. Then we have 2 from the next run. 30 and 38, 53 and 57. Then we have 6, 8, and still 16, starting at 94, only skipping 3, all the way through 11. So that's the 16 new ones. So good luck, everybody. Let's see what we come up with tonight. 5 or more on our dice roll. Let's see what we got. 7 times. 7 times it is. The most common die roll, of course, is 7. There we go. 36 boxes. Good luck, everybody. 36 boxes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, good luck, everybody. The box we're going to open tonight is going to be box number 95. 95 is in the reload. 95, there it is. 36 boxes, 7 times. Box 95 is the reload. Here we go, just like that. Okay. Let me take my numbers out. Okay. 95. Okay, just like that, we're getting into the reload, guys. 95 it is. Make my notations. Okay. Ooh. 95. 95 here. Okay. Good luck, everybody. 95 it is. Okay, good luck, good luck. Where's my list? I have my list ready so I see who's the winner. There we go. 95, 95, 95. Good luck, everybody. Show some magic. 95 is going to be, he's only in there for a couple of days, Sergey Gonchar, Washington Capitals. How about that? Oh, and he's present in the room. The winner of the Gonchar, that is Thomas M. Congratulations, Thomas. There it is, my boy Gonchar. Very, very nice. Reebok, Sergey Gonchar, AJ's, COA, Blue Ink on the 5, Sergey Gonchar. And we obviously won a Stanley Cup champion with the Penguins, and he won a couple more as a executive. There it is, Sergey Gonchar, Washington Capitals, Reebok. There it is, Das Capitals. Yes, it's been a while, correct. Very nice, very nice. Glad you're here live for it, too. Here we go. Washington Capitals. That goes to Thomas M. Sorry for everybody that did not hit. Congratulations again to you, Thomas. Very, very nice to get a hit. Everybody's happy when you get a hit. Congratulations. Love my boy Gonchar. Was happy when I saw that. I was like, yeah, I'm definitely getting Gonchar back in. Very, very nice. Congratulations. Sorry for everybody else. Your odds are now 35 boxes on Thursday. So 135. So your odds have gotten one box better. But Thomas M is the winner. Congratulations, fine sir. Very, very nice. Looking forward to seeing that come out. So it's just a rep, Reebok rep, even though it's got the Reebok logo. Sometimes a lot of the Reebok logos tend to be on the pro jersey. So the Reebok word was always on the rep, especially towards the end of their tenure as the jersey supplier. But very, very nice. All stitched on, name and number on the Reebok rep. Gorgeous blue ink. Sergey Gonchar Sigs. Congratulations to you. That's where he obviously started, and he had some monster seasons there. A couple 20-goal seasons, I think, Gonchar when he was with the Caps. So fantastic early part of his career. Probable Hall of Famer. I expect him to get in, especially on maybe like a lighter year, but he's more than qualified from his statistics wise and his accomplishments, having won a cup with the Pens and having a couple more as executives. So it'd be really nice to see Gonchar get the call, obviously enjoying, guys like Zubov, fellow Russian defenseman. So really, really nice. So thank you very much. Congratulations again, Thomas. Nice to see you finally break your cold streak. Like I said, I know you're usually in a spot or two every break, so it's always nice when you break a cold streak. But congratulations again to that. And I look forward to seeing everybody here on Thursday. I'll get the spot price preview back up. Same spot prices Thursday as today. Of course, I'll take out Gonchar. I'll end him on eBay. Those spots went live today, so they're all there for you guys to get your bids in as well. Have had it. I said I know there's a couple battles on Sunday especially for some of the newer spots, but I expect it to be similar for this Sunday, especially as the odds get better and better as we go. So Sunday will be 34 and 33 boxes. So getting down there just like that, we're back down to the bottom of the 30. So congratulations again. WAFFLEBOARD Breaks appreciates everybody's continued support. I will see you guys soon. Enjoy the rest of the game this evening, and I'll see you guys back here on Thursday. Take care, guys. WAFFLEBOARD Breaks is out.